be live now. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Because once you start to start out, it says
it looks like we're live.
We're setting you up. We're setting you up. So, okay. Well, we unable to access Facebook. What?
It says we're streaming, at least on my screen.
Does?
On my screen, it says webinar is streaming to Facebook.
Okay, so let me double check on that because I want to make sure we're out there. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like we are. Make sure we're out there. There we go. Okay, so it is streaming. That's really weird. Okay, everybody, wow, that's always fun when you never know if it's working or not. Test it out. So, want to welcome everybody. Oh, please mute your phones.
Oops, that was me. I apologize. I usually mute it. I don't know what happened.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good. So we are here today. I'm really excited to share with you guys Hani Mourra. This program that he has is going to blow your mind because it's going to save you time. And I know a lot of us get stuck in, I can't do that because I don't know how, or I can't do that because it's going to take me too much time. Even no matter how valuable we think it is for our business, or no matter how valuable we know it is for our business, we still stall because we don't know how to do something or it's too difficult to learn. So Simple Social Press is one of these apps that's going to really make it simple for you. So I'm excited to interview today Hani Mourra. He's a dad, a softwarepreneur, which I'd never heard that word before. So
I think I made it up, I think.
Okay. You better get one of those little trademark thingies.
Yeah.
And the creator of Repurpose and Simple Social Press. He's extremely passionate about creating automation software to help content creators automate the distribution of live videos and podcasts across multiple platforms and grow their audience faster. So welcome, Hani. I'm so excited to interview you. I saw you with Molly, and I was like, oh my God, I got to interview him too.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, well, first I want to show you guys, I'm super excited for another thing is like, I'm using my green screen for the first time ever, and it worked. Woohoo!
All right. Beautiful day outside to do a webinar.
Yes, exactly. And there I am. I just cover myself up. But so Hani, I wanted to talk, maybe you can share with us first just like a little bit about the program or the app, because it's an app. And then I want to hear about how you came up with this and why, like the story behind it, because I love to hear the stories. Because, you know, if it weren't for entrepreneurs or, you know, softwarepreneurs, you know, all these people, we wouldn't have anything that we have today. Nothing. I mean, even cavemen, you know, there were some entrepreneurs in the caveman, you know, tribes, right? Yep. And so what happens is like people have an idea and they're like, I want to make this better. I want to make it different. I want to put my tweak on this. And that's what happens. And that's why how we evolve. And that's what you've done here. So why don't you share with us a little bit about it? And then you're going to have the opportunity to share it with us, the background, because you can do the share screen. Are you ready for that, right?
Perfect. Oh yeah, I'm ready to give you a demo. But let's talk about why first, and then which will lead into how the idea came across. So why do you want to take your content and repurpose it? Like, why do you want to take a Facebook Live video and turn it into different pieces of content? Well, especially Facebook Lives, Facebook's a busy place. You do a video, you do a Facebook Live, you get all the attention, and then it goes down the stream, and then it kind of gets lost in the news feed, right? So you want your content to live longer. So how to do that? You want to make it available to people in a place where it lives longer. So what I always recommend, this is before I created the software, I've always been doing I had a video blog for many, many years, always saying, get your content on your website. Whether it's a YouTube video, whether it's now Facebook Live or a regular Facebook video, whatever it is, whatever piece of content you're creating, a podcast, put it on your website, because your website is your home base. Your website is yours, you own it. And the website is where you build trust and authority with people. Like people who come to your website get to know you, and it's the best place for them to consume your content. So definitely take whatever content, and you know, most people here listening are probably doing Facebook Lives. So take that, put it on your website. That's always been the #1 place to go to. And then second place is like other platforms like YouTube. Like YouTube is a powerful search engine. It's there. People look for solutions, look for answers on YouTube, on Google, which Google owns YouTube, and Google will give people answers, whether they're YouTube videos or they're actually web pages. So getting your content on YouTube is just another way to reach a bigger audience, another way to be discovered and get your content discovered. And it's something that lives a lot long, in my opinion, lives a lot longer than a Facebook video. So Facebook video is amazing. Facebook Live is amazing, powerful platform. You connect with your audience directly when you do your sessions, your live broadcast, but you need them to live outside of Facebook as well. So definitely get your content off of Facebook, not off, but a copy of the video onto YouTube and then embed the video onto your website. So those are kind of the two main places that you want to do. And if you're creative and if you have some time, always consider doing a podcast as well, which is basically an audio version of your Facebook. I don't want to overwhelm people too much, but just want to give you thinking about different ways to take your content and spread it out. Now, why did I create this tool? This is not my first tool. I've been creating software, I think 3 years now, three and a half years.
Okay.
And the first one that really got me into the game was one called Simple Video Press. And the whole premise was exactly what I talked about. I was a big YouTuber, not YouTuber. I don't like that word YouTuber because I'm not one of the people who make videos just for fun. I teach and I put my videos on YouTube, and I had a blog. And I hated the process of making a YouTube video, which took a lot of time and editing, and then putting it on my website. Like I had to copy the embed code and make a new blog post, paste it in there. That to me seemed almost like redundant work. So I thought, hey, I wish there was a way I could automatically just upload the video to YouTube and then have a blog post on my website show up automatically. That was my wish list as a person who was blogging a lot and video blogging. And then I have software background, so I dug into documents and APIs and blah, 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 blah. And I thought, hey, this is doable. So let's do it. So I kind of put my head down, mapped it out, and that was my first software. It's a WordPress plugin that takes Facebook YouTube videos and embeds them on your WordPress site. And I thought I was solving my own problem, but it turns out a lot of people had that similar pain. They'd like, hey, this is awesome. I don't have to do anything. I just focus on my video, put it on YouTube, and it automatically shows up on my website. Cool. I want it. So that's what got me into the automation game. I solved my own problem, and I realized, hey, other people have these similar problems. They don't have time to be making blog posts. So long story short, a couple of years later, I did a similar product for podcasting. You did a podcast, it automatically creates the blog post for you and puts the podcast. And then a year and a half later, Facebook Live came out, same kind of deal. So the Facebook Lives onto it. So that's kind of how I got into repurposing your content onto your website. And the latest tool that we have is actually getting content across different platforms. Because I mentioned earlier, you do a video on Facebook and you want it on your website, but you also want it onto YouTube as well. So how do we automate that? And then again, my brain's always, I'm kind of lazy. How do I automate things?
Well, we need lazy people, right? Because necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah, it's true. It's so
yeah.
true.
Well, I gotta, I do a lot of live videos, and every once in a while I have a good one that I want to put out to YouTube, and then I forget, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta go do it. I gotta download it, then I gotta upload it, and I'll do that later, and then later never comes, and I keep pushing it down my to-do list.
Yes.
Because I see other things that are more important to do at the time, and so that's why this is so amazing, because it just does it for you, and I love it. And so go ahead and share. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt you there.
No worries. No, it's actually a really good point. That's when I first got into automation, it was the same thing. I said, well, I'll do that later. I'll put the video on YouTube and I'll embed on my blog later, and then weeks will go by. And I was like, oh, I haven't done it yet. It's not a priority because it's a tedious task. So especially with video, you have to download the video from Facebook and upload it to YouTube. It takes time, right? It takes up your computer. It takes up your bandwidth, or your internet bandwidth. It's just a pain. So that's why my latest software is like, I got to solve this problem. Like to me, I want my content to go to YouTube and other platforms as well, to my website. I want everything to go automatically. I want to do the video once on Facebook. and I wanted to go to YouTube, I wanted to go to my site, and that's kind of how, that's how where I am right now. And those are the tools that I've been working on over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I'd like everybody to type a 1 down in the comments or in the chat if you are doing videos and you're doing live videos, or you're just doing any video that you want to go to 2 places, just to let us know. Or maybe there's 3 places, right? Because it could be Facebook Live, going to YouTube, and then also going to your website.
Your website, yeah.
Yeah. So just put a 1 in the comments or in the chat if that is you, okay? And so go ahead, Manny. I'm sorry, Hani. So Manny. Mixing your last name and your first name together. Oh, yeah. Manny.
That's awesome. I like that. Okay. Tiffany's, somebody has commented. Yeah, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So, yeah, I think we talked about the why. Like, I want repurposing. The whole idea of taking one piece of content, putting it everywhere, makes total sense. A lot of people don't do it because of time. And in some cases, you need some skills. Like if you want to download a video, for example, if you're a podcaster and you want to take an audio and make it into a video, you need some video editing software to convert an audio into a video. So sometimes it's skill, sometimes it's time, sometimes it's just, it's not a priority. So, but the fact still remains, it's still important to have your content everywhere. You get discovered on different channels. People consume content in different ways, audio form, video form, or blog post, like a reading. So you definitely want to have it everywhere. And the last thing I'm going to say about that is your website. Like think of, just like social media, Facebook, Twitter, you always want to send people back to your website. Same thing with YouTube and other platforms, your podcast. People listen and you want to tell them, hey, come back to my site and check out more about this episode or sign up for my free giveaway. The ultimate goal here is to come to your site and then come to your email list. Those are the kind of, from a business perspective, you want to have a deeper conversation with somebody, you got to get them on an email list. So consume content outside, Facebook, video, website, email. So that's kind of the chain of events.
And that's a good point, because we want to make sure that we are capturing their emails. And that's the one thing that really is lacking when we have our stuff sitting on Facebook or sitting on YouTube. Yeah. Is we're not capturing the way to communicate with them on a continual basis, right?
Yes, absolutely.
We need to be top of mind. And I like to use this example a lot of times is that I get a lot of emails from the same person weekly basis, and I haven't unsubscribed yet, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of us do this. We get hundreds of emails every single week, and it's like I know their name. And I know what they do. And so when I'm ready for their service, I'm going to go look for them. Yes. And that's why it's important to be on people's email lists, right? Because it's like, oh, I don't want to spam them. I don't want to send them too much stuff. But you know what? You need to be top of mind. Are you in business to make money, or are you in business to have a hobby?
Yes, exactly. You got to be top of mind. I mean, of course, you got to provide good content. Like you can't just, send out spammy stuff. But the whole point is, by getting an email address, you have the opportunity to give them good content and give them the content, and that builds that relationship. And say, hey, you know what? This Linda person knows what she's talking about. She's always teaching me this and showing me this. And then when I want to think about, like you said, a product or a service, I say, oh, Linda comes to mind because I just got her email last week. So the end game here is your email list for sure. These are all just ways to get people down. It's almost, people use the word funnel a lot in different scenarios, but basically in this case, your content funnel, if you want to call it, is social media, Facebook or YouTube or podcast to your website to your email list. So always keep that in mind. That's your end game, is your email list. Okay, so how do we...
Another good point. So just another really quick point on that is that it's not about selling to people or capturing them so that you can get them. It's not about that. It's about you have a service or a product that they actually do want, and they need to know who to buy it from. And so if they know you, like you, or trust you, they're going to come to you. Yeah. And that's why it's important to remain top of mind and to share this stuff with them, because they're going to come to you when they are ready. They're not going to buy ahead of time and they're just going to have buyer's remorse, right? You don't want that.
Yes.
So you want to be there. You want to be the one that they're remembering when it comes that time. So. Yeah,
and that's a good point, because I just recently, especially with the new software that I launched right now, I have a lot of people ask me, hey, I've never heard of this before. How come? How come you didn't tell me about this? because I'm like that too. I don't want to be overwhelming in my emails, but at the same time, you're doing a disservice to your audience. Like you have a product or a service that you think will benefit them, and I haven't emailed all my email list yet about this new product. But people on my Facebook have heard about it and say, hey, how come this is the first time I hear about it? And they're giving me a hard time for not telling them about products and services. But it's true. If you have good relationship with your audience, like I do, I have like a lot of, good standing, good products, good happy customers. They want to hear more when I have more products or more services because they like what they're hearing. And you're always going to get people who complain about your email, and they can always unsubscribe. You don't have to be offended or anything. Actually, you should be happy if they unsubscribe because you don't want them skewing your numbers a little bit by not opening the emails. You want people engaged on your email list. So anyway, we kind of deviate into the email list thing, but it is really the heart of why we're doing all this, right?
Right. And there does come a time where you do have to toot your own horn because it's not really about tooting your own horn. It's about sharing this. Like you have an amazing product here. And so if you're the best kept secret, it's not doing anybody any good. Yeah. So it's amazing. You want to just get right into it? Where do you go from here?
Yeah. So I'm going to just focus more on people who are doing Facebook Lives. I'm assuming that's kind of the bigger portion of the audience. I'm going to focus the demonstration on Facebook Live. But the software also works with podcasts. So if you're into podcasting, you can explore a little bit. If we have some time, I can show you a little bit of the cool stuff you can do with the podcasting. But Facebook Live, basically, there's kind of two tools that we have here. And one of them is, unfortunately or fortunately, depending where you stand, is for WordPress only. So if you're looking to publish your Facebook Lives to your website and you have a WordPress site, this tool will just rock your world. And it's called the Simple Social Press. And the whole idea is, as soon as you're done a Facebook Live, it will make a blog post for you, embed the video, and add an email opt-in box like we talked about. But even cooler than that, it takes all the comments. And usually on Facebook Live, you get a few people commenting. All those comments are actually comments on your WordPress site. So what I mean is, in the eyes of a search engine, they see a blog post with a video, which keeps people longer, and 10, 20, 30, 50 comments. Now, when's the last time you wrote a blog post? I know I'm guilty of it, where you get one comment and you're like, woohoo, somebody commented.
Yep.
And I have a blog post with video on it for longer engagement and 10, 20, 30, 50, whatever number of comments already there. So Google's like, oh, wow, this is an exciting blog post. I'm going to, pay attention to it and rank it up higher if the keywords are all set up properly, of course. So
do you think, I do have a question on that. Do you think that eventually you'll go to any other type of web programs, like maybe like Wix or anything like that, or is it just going to strictly stay with WordPress?
Right now WordPress, because WordPress has allows us to automate these things. So you download it as a plugin. It's a software you install on your own WordPress site, and it pulls in all the data from Facebook to your WordPress site. So right now it is only WordPress for the feature of going Facebook Live to your website. So I'm going to quickly demo that really quick, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But, oops, this host disabled screen sharing. Uh-oh, I cannot screen share. Just maybe I have to be a moderator, or sorry about that. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep talking about kind of a little bit about the other tool. So I mentioned the first one is a WordPress plugin, and the other one is not a WordPress plugin. Oh, now I'm the host. Okay, so the other tool, the first tool I'm gonna show you is the WordPress plugin. I'm gonna share my screen real quick here, and boom, you see my screen? All good? Okay, awesome. So I'm just gonna minimize this really quick. So really quick, WordPress site, you log into a site. This is a WordPress plugin. So just like any other plugin, you go add new plugin. I'm not gonna walk into all the details there. You install it, you activate it, it's all good. Then you go to the settings. It's super easy. First, you have to connect this plugin to your WordPress site. So basically, it's your Facebook account. I apologize. You want to connect the plugin to your Facebook account. So this is just to authenticate yourself as, as you, and getting access to the plugin to go ahead and access your videos. It doesn't post anything on your behalf. All it does is just have access to your videos so that we can embed them on your site for you. So we're connected and we're on the main settings page. There's a lot of settings, a lot of things you can tweak and tinker with, but really the two key things are whether you want your blog post to go live to the world as a published post, or do you want it to be a draft so you can edit it later. So you can decide that here. And you can choose which page, group, or personal profile you want to import the videos from. So it's really cool. So if you're doing it off your fan page, you can pick your fan page. In this case, I'm going to pick off one of my Facebook groups.
So Hani, I just want to make a point here is that if you don't have a WordPress site, you can still use this program. You just wouldn't put it to your website.
Right. No, actually, there are actually two separate programs. Right. The Simple Social Press only does one thing. It takes your Facebook Live to your WordPress site. So if you want to get it to your WordPress site, you have to have WordPress. The other software is more universal. It works with taking your videos and putting them onto YouTube and as a podcast, an MP3. I'll show that right after. Does that make sense? So this one, to go to your website, you have to be a WordPress site, and it's a separate piece of software you need to install on your WordPress site. So I just went ahead and I'm going to choose one of my fan pages. Actually, not my groups. I should apologize, my groups. And the last thing you want to do, that's pretty much it. We can go back and change the settings later. There's all these cool settings with buttons and email opt-in, but I don't want to stick too long here and waste your time. But the whole idea is I can save it and import videos. And it's going to import all my videos from that Facebook group. Now, the cool thing is I only have to do this once. Once I set it up, I don't have to log into my WordPress site anymore. Every time I go live, within 30 minutes to an hour max, you will have a blog post on your site with the video and all the comments. Bam, they're there. You don't even have to log into your site to import it. So that's really cool.
And if people make comments later, do they get added to the site?
That's a new feature. It continuously monitors your Facebook, and as comments come in on Facebook, they actually will get updated on your WordPress site.
And then you can also, like, say, for example, you didn't like one of the videos, you can not upload that one, or how does that work?
Yeah, you can go in and, it's going to import them all. You can go and set some settings in terms of date. You can say, hey, import all videos, or after a specific date. After January 1st or April 1st, whatever you like. Or if you're really organized, you can have hashtags. You can say, I only want you to import videos that have hashtag, I don't know, business, or whatever hashtag you use. You define your own hashtags. You put them in your title when you go live.
Wow.
You can only import those, or it can exclude. Like, let's say you say, I'm going to call everything personal that I don't want to be imported. So you can just exclude or include based on hashtags. So it's really, really flexible. You can really design it to be really, really flexible.
So I can do my hashtag 366 birthday songs.
yeah, and you can have those go in. And the last thing, actually, you can have certain hashtags go into certain WordPress categories too.
Oh, wow.
So if you have multiple categories, you're organizing your blog in a certain way, you can have, 360 birthdays can go into 360 birthdays category on your WordPress site. So it does have that flexibility to let you import different hashtags to different categories.
Okay.
Only certain hashtags, or exclude certain hashtags. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's super flexible. And what does it look like? Well, let me just show you quickly what. If I go back to my post, basically the first thing you'll notice is comments. Like, one post have 46 comments. Like, when's the last time I wrote a blog post that had 46 comments? Amazing.
Yeah.
And these are not like in Google's eyes, these are native or regular WordPress comments. So they're not like embedding the Facebook comments on your site. These are really hard comments, like real comments from Facebook's eyes.
Hey, so having people enter the number 1 for this, enter the number 2 for that, enter the number 3 for that. Those are all comments. And if you get like, 40 people entering a number one, and then, Facebook is going to see that as comments.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Google. So that's awesome.
Yeah, these are real WordPress comments or native WordPress comments.
Cool.
Yeah, so if I go here, for example, I open up, this is one of my test videos I've made. I have a typo here, ignore that, I was just testing something. So you'll notice the videos right here. You can see how many views on it, and you can have buttons below the video, customizable, buy my product, sign up for my email list, blah, blah, join me on Facebook, share, and email, the thing we talked about, the most important thing, you have email. Capture someone's email, give them a giveaway. It connects with any email service like MailChimp, GetResponse, Aweber, Infusionsoft, whatever you're using. It's generic, so you're not tied to a single platform. And then all your comments are here. So however your blog displays comments, it will display the comments right below the post.
That is so cool.
And
oh my gosh.
You don't have to do this again. Like once you do it once, you import all your episodes, you just go live on Facebook, and then this blog post will be showing up on your site within an hour. You don't even
if you only want certain ones, so once you set up the hashtags, for example, and you know which hashtags are being excluded and which ones are being included, then you can make sure that whenever you go live, and this is a video that I want to make sure it goes onto my WordPress website, I can go ahead and use that hashtag. Exactly. Or if I want to make sure it's excluded, I can make sure I use that hashtag so it doesn't go on there. That is awesome. I love it.
Awesome. It really is. It gives you flexibility. Those are all, like people tell me all the time, hey, how do you think of all these things?
Yeah.
And the answer is, I don't. Like the customers tell me, like you guys, the users say, hey, I don't want all my Facebook lives to go on. I do personal Facebook lives and I do business Facebook lives. Sometimes I use everything on the same, on my same business page or my same personal profile. How can I separate them? And they say, I want to use hashtags. I said, okay, let's think of a good system. And so all these ideas, it's not a matter of one person coming up with it. It's the user, like you guys, who are really putting content out there all the time, saying, what do I need? How can I make this tool even better? And they reach out to me, and then we add it. We don't add everything, obviously, but we add things that make sense and make people's lives easier.
Right. And I know like Tiffany, for example, she's on here. She has a weekly Facebook Live that she does called Life of Joy. I hope I got that right, Tiffany. Life of Joy. And so she can go back and she can do this and have it go straight to her website. And also you're going to show us how to make it go straight to YouTube too, I believe. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically this is just to kind of recap, because there was always a little bit of confusion. So this is a separate product, only works for WordPress. You buy the plugin, you install it on your WordPress site, and its job is to take all your Facebook Lives and put them on your blog automatically.
Okay, awesome.
Now the next tool is even more exciting, or equally exciting, probably a little more exciting. I see some questions coming up. I don't know if, shall we go ahead and maybe answer a few questions now, or at least
so Tiffany says a voice of joy. I think I said Life of Joy. Sorry about that. I'm also excited to be able to repurpose my videos as podcasts. So
awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I'll show you a little bit of that as well. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. So now changing focus. Now think about this new tool is not tied to WordPress. You don't even need to have a website. If you don't have a website, you can still take advantage of this tool.
Okay.
And the purpose of this tool, it's called Repurpose, and the purpose is to repurpose your content. Whether you're doing Facebook Lives or you're doing podcasting, we can take those pieces of content, convert them to different formats, audio, video to audio, and send them to other platforms like YouTube, SoundCloud, or maybe even your Google Drive and Dropbox. Like let's say you want to get an MP3 file of your Facebook Live, we can send it to you on your Dropbox. So it's fully customizable. We're adding more and more platforms, but the idea is you do the content once, and then you set up a rule, a workflow, which I'll show you guys in a second. You tell it, when I do this, when I do a Facebook Live, send it to YouTube automatically.
That's really cool too, because I like the idea of being able, because immediately made me think of, okay, if I use for Dropbox, I have a virtual assistant who transcribes my videos, so I can repurpose them as written blogs, and it can just automatically go in there, and I don't have to remember again. That's the time. It's like our time is so valuable, and that's why I'm hiring a virtual assistant, right? So that because I don't have the time to do these things. And then now it just makes it automatic and goes right in there. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you.
So cool. It really, I don't know. Like, I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to this stuff, but like lately, the more and more I use it, the more like I appreciate the value, because it's just so cool. But so not cool because it's cool, but cool because it's valuable. It saves you a ton of time. It saves you, internet bandwidth. You don't have to download anything. Nothing touches your computer. Whatever rules you set up here, your computer can be off, and it does all our servers will take care of everything. They grab the video off of Facebook, they'll upload it to YouTube, they'll put the links back to your site, they'll send it to your Dropbox. Whatever rules you set them once and you forget it. You close your computer and it just continues to work. It's magic. So enough talking, let's do some showing. So
okay, but I don't know, are you allowed to say set it and forget it, or is that like trademarked? No, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Set it and go to bed. That's
there we go.
That's my version of it. Okay, set it and go to bed, and let Repurpose do all the work. Okay, so you log in to it's an online app, so nothing to download, no software. You log into the repurpose.io. You first thing you got to do is add your connections. So your connections are, what's your input and what's your output. So in this example, I'm going to do Facebook Live to YouTube. Okay, so I'm just going to add my Facebook account. So this is just my main account. It's not picking a page or a group or my personal profile. It's just my account where I log in. I get to choose page or group later when I make my rules. But right now, I just want to connect my account. Right now, it pops up because I've already authenticated. Normally, it pops up. You got to say yes. I allow access for Repurpose to access my Facebook account. Again, we don't post anything for you. We just read your videos. So you click that, boom, we have our Facebook input. Now I'm going to add my YouTube, same kind of deal. So I have one input, Facebook. Now I'm going to connect my output. And, Hani's YouTube, whatever. These names don't mean anything, they're just for you to know which accounts. Because with some of our plans, you can have multiple YouTube accounts if you want to send to different accounts. So same, just regular authentication. Say, okay, yes, I'm allowing the software to upload on my behalf. In this case, because it's YouTube. Okay, Facebook, YouTube. Awesome. We'll come back and add more later, but for now, that's all we need. Go back to the dashboard, and I want to create a new, what we call a repurpose workflow. So the repurpose workflow, very simple, 4 steps. First one's a name. So again, describe it in any way that makes sense to you. I'm just going to say, Hani's Facebook Live group to YouTube. The more details, the better it is for you, because you might have a few rules and you might forget what each one does. I know I've done it before. So the more detail you describe here, the better. Very simple. What's my input? What's content that I want to send? You can choose Facebook Live or regular Facebook videos. I'm just going to choose Facebook Live. It picks my account because it's the only one that's registered. Now here's where it's cool. I can choose personal profile, group, or page. I'm going to do this example from a group. And from once you pick group, it gives you all your groups that you own or you're an administrator for.
Okay.
And this one has videos, I know. It's not my group actually, but I'm an administrator. And I say next. What's my action? What do I want to do? In this case, I want to upload the video straight. We can make another rule later that says, hey, convert the video to an audio.
Okay.
But for now, I'm just going to do straight up upload the video. And next, where do I want to send it? Where's my output? Well, I want to send it to my YouTube channel. And it's optional if you want to create a playlist on YouTube so that you keep, maybe a certain hashtag going to certain playlists on YouTube, or you just want to keep things organized on your YouTube account. You can just make, whatever. I'm going to call it Hani's Playlist 2, whatever. and hit create. So it actually makes the playlist for you right here. So you don't have to log out, go to YouTube, come back in here, makes the playlist, and it sets it up for you.
Awesome. Nice time saver again.
Yeah, like it's all done through here. You control and manage it through one interface. And then that's it. I'm going to hit create the workflow. Hit create, and there it is. Boom. Facebook to YouTube, the name I gave it. Publish mode, I'll come back to this in a second. This is the really exciting part. I'll save it for the end.
Okay.
Right now it's set to manual, and there's some settings I'll cover later, but just right off the bat, if I go to view episodes,
okay, it
shows me all my videos in that group.
Oh my goodness.
They were published, and what status they're in. These are all unpublished. We haven't done anything yet. So
okay.
Super easy. If I want to post this video right here to Facebook, to YouTube, I just hit publish. Done. It's now entered the queue, and about 10-15 seconds, if the servers are not very busy, it'll pick it up and start processing, and then it's a few minutes later, depending how long the video is, it will be on YouTube. That's it. That's it. Nothing's went down to my computer. I didn't have to download anything. I didn't just find the video. I didn't have to upload it again, make a new, add a title. It just takes everything from your Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
Also put in there the title, any custom thumbnail you've uploaded to Facebook Live. Anything you do in Facebook Live, it transports that to YouTube and it does the upload.
Okay, and then so after you've set it up the first time, is it now automatic?
I'll show you that in a second. Let me just refresh this page. Oh, it's actually done. It's actually a short video, so it finished pretty quickly.
Okay.
It gives you a button that says view. I click view. It takes you right to, YouTube takes about a minute to process a video.
Okay.
So let's just refresh here a couple times. Okay, there we are. So it's a really short video. Yeah, it's like a 2-minute video, and it was up in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Everything, any description you have, everything shows up on your YouTube. Super easy. It doesn't get any easier than that. Actually, it does get easier than that. So now, back to your question. If you go back to the dashboard, before I turn this magic button on, I want to just go into settings really quick, because here is very similar to the WordPress plugin. You can set up hashtag filtering.
Okay.
Exclude or include certain videos. You can pick a date to only publish episodes after a certain date. So you have that same control.
Okay.
Then it's got 2 cool things here. You can have a call to action. Like when someone's watching your video on YouTube, what do you want them to do? You want them to go back to your website or sign up for your newsletter. Whatever you want, you can enter it here. Sign up for my newsletter as an example.
Okay.
And then you just put a link to your website or your landing page or whatever it is that you want.
Okay.
And now every single video that gets published to YouTube will have that as the first 2 lines in your YouTube description.
Oh, good. So you don't have to go enter it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It will do that for every single video. And it's so powerful, because that's the first 2 lines are what users see without having to expand the box in the YouTube.
Right.
So it's already there for you. And every repurpose that you make, you can have a different call to action if you want. So fully customizable. Keywords, or tags, I forget what YouTube calls. I think they're called keywords. Whatever you have, you can add them in here, and they will also get set as keywords on YouTube.
Okay.
If you've uploaded, I know Molly does this. If you have uploaded, I know a lot of people who do this actually, upload a custom thumbnail, like the previous image on Facebook Live after they've done their Facebook Live or before they do the Facebook Live.
Okay.
You can turn the setting on, and it will take that custom image and upload it as a custom image on YouTube, so that the thumbnail on YouTube is the beautifully designed thumbnail that you did for your Facebook Live. Otherwise, YouTube picks, the most awkward moment when you're talking. Yeah. Right? We've all been there. So if you take the time to design on Facebook Live, you don't have to worry about uploading the custom thumbnail to YouTube.
Okay.
Option on, and it will do that for you.
Fantastic.
Super cool. All right, and now the magic button. My favorite button in this whole app is this guy here. Before, when I showed you here, I just manually published 1 single episode. The rest are unpublished.
Right.
If I want to just say, publish everything, or publish everything based on the rules that I set up my filters, my hashtags that I set up in the settings. I'll just go boom, hit auto, and set it and go to bed. I go to view episodes. Now every single one is in the queue.
Oh, wow.
Literally go to bed, and in a few hours, I'll have a YouTube library full of videos with custom links back to my own site or to my own landing page.
Wow.
That's it. You set it and go to bed. I'm going to trademark that. Set it and go to bed.
Go to bed. I love it. That is absolutely incredible. Because what's going through my mind right now is I've been doing videos for 3 years, and they're all on Facebook. That's all they are. They're all on Facebook, nowhere else.
Yes.
So going through my mind about the simplicity of how I can get all those now, because I can do ones that were not live and ones that were pre-recorded, right? Like
exactly.
You said.
You can have different calls to action. You can have, different playlists on YouTube. Depending on your account, you can have different YouTube channels if you have multiple channels. So it's fully flexible. You set the rule when you make this repurpose workflow. You set the rules.
Wow. Oh, I love it.
And now I think Tiffany was asking about the Facebook Live, the podcast.
Yeah.
So I'll just do that really quick. Basically, this is something we're going to expand on even further, but right now it goes Facebook Live to MP3. So basically, and to Dropbox. Actually, before I do that, let's stay one step back. I'm going to add my Dropbox account or my Google Drive. Let's add my Dropbox. Hopefully I know my password. And last time I did the demo, I couldn't remember my password. So Dropbox, same kind of deal. I'm going to say, go ahead, sign me in. All right, okay, it worked. Awesome. So now I have another option to send my data to Dropbox. So if I go to dashboard, you can choose Google Drive if you don't have a Dropbox. And I'm just going to turn this off because I don't want it to just process for nothing. And go here, say Facebook Live to audio as an example, whatever name you want. Facebook Live, page, group, personal, whatever. I know there's videos here, so I'll just stick with that. And again, I'll just pick the same group just for the demo. And this time, instead of uploading video, I'm going to say convert that video into an audio. So it's going to strip out the audio for you.
Wow.
Send it to Dropbox, and you can make a folder if you want, like audios or, whatever, FB Live audios. Just make same thing. You can make the folder from here. So you don't have to go back to Dropbox, make a folder.
Right.
And go bam. And view the episode here and just hit publish. Same thing. You can manually publish individual episodes, or you can go back, go to the settings, set the filters, date or hashtag, or all, no filter, and then go to manual and turn them all on, and your whole library will go as an audio to your Dropbox. And then you can take that audio, your virtual assistant or yourself can take it and turn it into a podcast really easily. It's an MP3 file. Ready to go.
Because what I do right now is I upload it to Camtasia so I can split the audio and the video, and then take the video out so I can save it as an MP3. So, oh my gosh, this saves all.
And it just showed up to your literally on your virtual assistant, not virtual, your assistant's computer. If they have the Dropbox app syncing, it just shows up on their computer. Okay, oh boom, there's the file. You don't have to send a file. You don't have to send a link to a file. You don't have to do any of that.
Wow.
And it's awesome. It really is. It's so awesome.
That's fantastic. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's so convenient. It's crazy. It's crazy. And there's more. What we're trying to add is to take it one step further with this example. Right now I send you the MP3. But we're looking to add probably in the next couple of months. I don't want to promise dates because in my head everything's doable in 5 minutes, but it takes time to code it all up. But the idea is to take, whether it's an audio or video, add an intro, short custom intro to the beginning, or an outro to the end, or both.
Where it would automatically add that. So once you put it in here, or once you only have to put it in here. So I do my live video, and I have a pre-recorded intro and outro, and it automatically attaches it to it.
Yes. If you have a bumper video on YouTube, let's say you have a YouTube brand that you want your YouTube videos, you want a little 30-second intro or 10-second intro,
Mm-hmm.
like a generic intro that goes on to all your videos.
Right.
You can add them to that, add it to the Facebook Live, make into a new video, and then have that uploaded to YouTube. And the same thing with the audio. Once you get the audio, we can slap on an intro and an outro to the MP3 file and send that to your Dropbox. But even better, we're going to integrate with the podcast hosting companies like Libsyn, Blueberry, and the other guys out there. And so if you do podcasting, we can send it as an episode to podcast so it becomes live on your podcast feed. So it becomes live on iTunes, literally, without touching your computer. If you're into that fully automated, don't care about editing live podcasts,
yeah,
we're going to make available to some people as well.
Oh, that's fantastic
That's
too.
the direction we're going. It's completely hands-free and customizable in terms of custom intros, custom outros. So, and it's just the beginning. It's been around for, I think you asked me earlier, around since December to a few select people, and opened up to the public it's weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and people are giving me amazing ideas. Oh, I want to see this. I want to add automatic transcriptions sent to my, Google Drive automatically. Oh,
yes,
that's a cool idea. Let's see if we can integrate with transcription services. There's so much we can do once we have the data. Like once we have the platform,
right.
So much we can connect down the road.
So it's great because you're, you're in the beginning stages, and you do take questions from people, advice from people, and see if you can make it just even a better product for your clients.
That's all my products, like all the products that I've been involved in have been shaped by the users. Like I have a vision, but that's not always how the actual users want or what they want to see. So
right.
I have my idea. I'm not set on my ideas. I'm flexible. I talk to everybody who wants to talk to me and share with me their ideas. I'm all ears. And
yeah.
The hashtag filtering came with the other products and this product. So many things have been driven by users, because you guys are the ones that are pushing the content out and you want it done in a certain way.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Just on the basically like your target avatar, right? When you're looking for a person that you want to serve, you need to know what they want and what they need in order to give them what they want and need. So that's what you're doing. You're reaching out and asking, what do you guys want? What do you need? And I'll see if I can figure out how to do it. This is what I do, is I figure this stuff out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have an idea, I have a vision. I know this is a tool, a platform that's going to grow into more and more, but I'm not saying here's where it's going to go. Either you're in or you're out. It's like, what else do you guys want to see?
Yeah.
What do you want to see?
Well, so far it's pretty darn amazing.
Yeah, it really is, and it's really powerful. Just with the current features alone. So I stopped sharing my screen.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Let me go back. How do I go back?
Let's see how that works.
Sorry, my fault. I share screen. Okay, so the audio is done. Like, if you want to hit the button, it will take you to your Dropbox. The view button takes you to Dropbox, and Dropbox now actually lets you play the audio. It's pretty cool. You can listen to it right inside Dropbox. What is up, you beautiful commute? So it's pretty cool, and it's in Dropbox as an MP3, ready to rock. And whatever you want to do with it, whether it's podcast, whether you want to edit it and then send it to your podcast, or just save it. Maybe you'll use it for something else down the road.
That was one of the ones you just now did?
Yeah, that's what I just did. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's really fast. It's really fast. These are short episodes. So I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna take seconds every time. It's
right, of course.
Like an hour video is gonna take some time, but it is like, it's not your time. You click it, you go to bed.
Exactly.
And then I like that.
You go to bed.
You go to bed. You can tell I'm always tired. I'm always thinking about going to bed.
No, click it and go have a piece of pizza.
Yeah, I like that better. Then go to bed.
Oh, so Tiffany wants to know, how do we get it? And so I'll there's a link right there. I just put in the chat, Tiffany. Mm-hmm. It is really amazing. And I got to hand it to people like, Hani, who are like, they think this way, right? It's like the innovation and like automating our lives is so awesome. It's something I can't do. I don't know how to do this stuff. So I just really thank people out there who think this way. My dad was a computer programmer and did this kind of stuff too. And like, I would just watch him think.
Yeah, I'm always thinking. I'm always like, I'm always on my phone, like, can I integrate this? Can I? My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm just, oh, I had an idea. I'm like,
Right. And you can't let any time go by, right? Like your idea comes right then, and you gotta act on it, because it can easily float right back out if you don't.
Yeah, I store everything. I use an app called Trello. It's free.
Oh yeah, and
Trello. I love it. I just, any idea comes to mind, any notes I find, I just dump into Trello, and then I come back later and revisit the idea. Hey, was it still a good idea, or was it just one of those kind of crazy ideas that kind of float away? So awesome. And then I was gonna say one thing about automating. I always like to mention is automating certain things is awesome, like this, like the kind of the grunt work, but you're not automating the human connection or your connection with your audience, right? That's the one thing you never want to automate. You don't want. I'm not a big fan of like automatic, DMs from Twitter, or even these bot things are a little bit hit and miss. I'm not saying I'm against that, because I'm always I'm going to try experimenting with bots to help with customer support and stuff like that. But you never, when you create content and you want to connect with an audience, you always want to have that personal connection. But these tools are not taking that away from you. These tools help you to reach out a bigger audience, do some of the work that just literally wastes your time. Like, people don't know how much time it is to take the video and put it here and there. All they know is they see the video and they like it, and they come and they connect with you on your website. But there's no value in spending hours and hours and hours doing this when you can automate it for a fraction of a cost, like literally a fraction of the cost.
Well, I'm glad you thought of it, because if you hadn't thought about it, we would still be doing all the time. Oh my gosh, just the amount of time that I spent. And that's what stops me from doing some of the things, is if I haven't, when you reach out to a virtual assistant, you really want to be able to tell them what to do. Exactly. And so if I haven't taken the time to figure out a system to give them, then I can't give them, because I don't have a system. So this takes care of all that. This is so awesome.
Yeah. And it's like it gives you, you're not paralyzed when you think, oh, when I do a Facebook Live, I'm not done. In the past, oh, I have to download it, I put it on YouTube, I have to do this, I have to put it on my website. Oh, never mind. It's not worth my effort. But if you know that, I just got to do a Facebook Live, deliver awesome content, and the rest will take care of itself. Yeah. And you're just more motivated to do more, because you're not creating more work. You're just focusing on content and delivering on awesome content.
Oh, so let's say you're doing a Facebook Live. It's not going to stream live to the YouTube at the time, is it? Or is it going to?
No, it's a great question, actually. This is a replay. So as soon as you're done, then a copy of the video, like the replay, will be pushed to YouTube. And then the copy will be embedded on your WordPress site if you have both tools, the plugin and the Repurpose. Okay. It's not live streaming. It's not simulcasting to different platforms at the same time, because I don't know how, some people I hear are doing it, but because I'm involved in the API, the documentation from developers' perspective on Facebook, it's not allowed. It's forbidden to stream to Facebook and another platform at the same time. It's against our terms of service. I don't know how people are doing it. Don't quote me on it. I'm not an expert, but I'm always amazed how people do it because it is against the Facebook's terms of service to broadcast to Facebook and somewhere else at the same time. At least the way I read their terms of service. So but this is this is all legit. Nothing is no weird magic. We're using the Facebook API is an approved app. We download the video after and we send it for you to Facebook. Everything that's legit.
Okay, that's awesome. So what if I put the video, I recorded a video, I did a live video, and then it's scheduled to push out when I finish. And what if I didn't like it? Do I have to go to YouTube then and take it down, and then go to my website and take it down?
Yeah, if let's say you've done a video and you're done, and if you delete it right away, it won't happen. It takes about 30 minutes or so after you're done the live broadcast, for probably roughly 30 minutes to go for the plugin or for the Repurpose to grab the video and do something with it. Okay. So if you've done a video and oh, that was just a disaster, just delete it right away on Facebook, nothing will happen. Okay. It won't show up anywhere. If it happens to, let's say tomorrow you would decide to delete it, you can always go to your WordPress blog and just delete the post. It's just a right? You can go into YouTube and just delete the video. So It's not the end of the world.
That's the only thing that was frustrating. I'm like, oh, I don't really like that one. Well, I don't pull any down, but you know, when I get a little bit more professional, maybe I'll want to be choosy.
Yeah, no, I mean it's about content, right? Unless like something goes wrong and like something like a disaster happens on camera and you need to shut it down. But otherwise, it's another piece of content. Put it out. I mean, if it's value in there, put it out there. Yeah.
So what's next for you, Hani, after this one? Do you have any idea?
This is just the beginning of something, like in my mind, something bigger, like transcriptions, like connecting with different transcription services is on my pipeline. Getting like going straight to podcasts, like straight connecting with podcast hosting services and just publish it straight to a podcast, because some people want to do that. They want to go live podcasting, do it live, and then have it show up on their iTunes feed. And, you know, let our server process everything and push it to their podcast host. Those are the kind of things we're going to be adding. Then, you know, the custom intros, outros. This is just the beginning. Like I've been doing WordPress plugins for about 3 years. The first one where I ventured away from WordPress and just made it more generic. Like the Repurpose is generic, right? It works with any platform. And I've been enjoying it a lot. I've been enjoying that you can reach more people because you're not just limited to WordPress. Even though WordPress is one of the biggest platforms out there, not everybody's using WordPress.
Right.
But I just like the flexibility here, because with WordPress you're limited because you can't do as much, because if you have a slow server and customer B has a fast server, you can't assume, you have no control what servers. Here, if I need more servers, I can just crank out more servers and do more things because I have full control of the app. You're not installing the software on your computer. You're not installing the software on your own servers. Everything's on our servers. It gives us a lot more flexibility to build more powerful features, like just converting the podcast. That's what I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you the podcast.
Okay. And then Tiffany did have a question. Do the videos then live in both places on YouTube and your website?
Does the videos live in both places, YouTube and your website? The video is not actually uploaded to your website. You never want to upload a video to your website. We're just embedding the Facebook video onto your website. So it lives in a sense that it's you're watching it off your website, but it's not eating up bandwidth and slowing down your site. It's still streaming. It's still playing the video off of Facebook.
Okay.
But definitely, you never want to put a video on your own website. You never want to host the actual video file, because it can bog you down your website. And if you have a shared hosting plan, which a lot of people do, you're toast. They'll kick you out.
And that was exactly what she said. I thought you were supposed to embed, so that's perfect.
Yes, it is an embed. Yes, embed. And
fantastic.
Yeah, flexibility too. Like if you wanted to, I've heard people do this actually. They go in, they want the YouTube video to be embedded. So they go in, use Simple Social Press to embed the Facebook video, but then they have Repurpose send it to YouTube, and then they copy the embed code themselves and put it. So they have the comments from Facebook with the video from YouTube, because I guess they're trying to get more views on their YouTube channel, so they can rank it higher. So it's not fully automated. You have to kind of edit the blog post and put the YouTube embed code, but it's an interesting idea because Facebook views are great, and I mean the first couple of days, and then you're down the feed. But if you have a lot of views on YouTube, that also helps your ranking. So if you have the YouTube video version on your site, it might be worth experimenting to see if it helps your YouTube video rank higher, because YouTube is more of a search engine than Facebook. Again, a lot of people are experimenting with a lot of. Now that they have the tools, they can experiment and run tests and see, hey, maybe this combination of things works better, and then we can look at seeing if we can automate that. So
they would have the YouTube video up, but with the Facebook comments.
Yeah,
that's
they have a hybrid, like best of both worlds. You got YouTube video, so you get more views on YouTube. You get all the Facebook comments, because no one really not as many people comment on YouTube as
right.
So you kind of get the hybrid approach. It's not fully automated. You'd have to manually copy the embed code onto that blog post that creates for you. But I don't know, it's just interesting to hear what people are experimenting with now that they have tools to make this process easier, right? Because in the past, you never had a tool to import all your comments, right, from Facebook.
Yeah, because maybe eventually you'll be able to make it so that automatically they can select, right, that the YouTube video is up there, but with the Facebook comments without them having to do that. Like maybe
if this becomes
Trello.
If that becomes a trend, I'm gonna write that down right now. If that becomes a trend and it makes like sense, definitely. Like I think down the road we will have Repurpose do everything. So the plugin will not go away in a sense, like it'll get incorporated into the repurpose. So you do everything from repurpose, including pushing to your WordPress site. Instead of right now, you have to install the plugin and it pulls in the data from your Facebook to your website. Thinking of maybe repurpose can take that functionality over and send it to your website for you. And then you can customize, like you said, hey, I want you to send the Facebook comments, but I want you to embed the YouTube video. Then we can do that because we know, because we've published everything for you, we can decide what to embed for you. So yeah, there's a lot of flexibility down the road. That's why I'm excited. Like it's endless.
Yeah. I just can see like so much. I'm like already thinking in my head, like all the different possibilities. Yeah. And yeah, awesome. So you're going to show us the podcast now.
Oh yeah, podcast. So Tiffany, do you have a podcast or are you thinking of starting one? I'm just going to share my screen while if Tiffany's going to let me know.
Wants to start one.
Okay. Now, another interesting thing you can do if you already have a podcast or you want to do a podcast. Podcasts are great because they're audio, people can consume them very easily while they're on the road, etc. But let's say, like, how do you capture another audience? How do you get out there to the more visual people? So one tool we have here allows you to take your audio podcast. I'm going to connect, my audio podcast. So you put in the RSS feed. If you're a podcaster, you know what that is. Your podcast host will give that to you. This is what you submit to iTunes. So you have this feed. I connected it to my account. Now I can take that audio and have it converted into a nice looking video and have that pushed to YouTube. That's what I'm going to show you right now. So it's going to take the audio and make it into a nice looking video. Beautiful video, actually. So I'm going to say connect my audio podcast, Hani's podcast. The action is convert audio to video.
Okay.
And how can you do that? Well, we have some nice templates, and it pulls in all the information from your episode, like the title, any images you have, and the image that you have in your episode. I'll show you. It's just easier to show you than to explain. And so I'm going to go, send it to my Hani's YouTube. I'm just going to say no playlist. It's all good. Say next. Now, without changing anything, just going straight to the view episodes, without customizing anything, I'm just going to hit publish. Same kind of deal. Like this shows me all my episodes and the date they were published on. And this is in podcasting, you can have an image in your podcast feed. Like when you create an episode, you can have a specific image. And we use that image. We use the title. And we make a beautiful video that has a nice animated waveform. So it's not just a static image. It's actually a nice dynamic video. And we push that to YouTube for you automatically. So I'm just going to hit refresh really quick. It's processing.
So is that image the image that's going to remain on YouTube?
This is, it'll make more sense in a second when I show you the result. Okay. But this will we have 6 templates. This will get integrated into the template, the title and this image. So a lot of podcasters put a unique image for every episode. Like if they have a guest, for example, they put the picture of the guest. Mm-hmm. So we incorporate that image automatically into the template. We take the title, we put it into the template, make a video, and with the soundtrack being the audio. Like
I was gonna say, why do I want your picture on my podcast?
Oh no, this all this all gets pulled in from your podcast feed. So if people who are podcasting, they have an image as part of their feid, whether it's a custom image or whether it's something their generic artwork that they submit to iTunes.
Okay.
So that's already there. Like I didn't enter anything. Everything gets pulled in automatically from your podcast feed.
Okay.
And let's look at the results. Boom.
There it is.
And we have 6 different templates. The video has the image incorporated into the template. It has the waveform, so it's a dynamic moving video. It's not a static image.
Okay.
And you have the title buried in. So every episode is a unique video, and it makes it all for you automatically.
Wow.
And same thing, you can have links to your, custom links, the full show notes, and everything you have in your blog, in your podcast. Repurpose can add these links for you, just like we did with the Facebook.
Okay.
Any page you want. And we have, sorry for that, 6 different templates. Like if I go back to my settings right here, we have 6 different templates. I can, make it look like this.
Okay.
I like that template, or, this template. I'm going to add more as we go along, but if you have your own brand and you want to upload your own template, upload your own template.
Okay.
We'll give you the specs on how to design it, and you upload a template, and then every episode will be branded yourself, like by your own brand, and then we will put the title for you, and we will put the waveform for you, and we will put the image for you. So imagine this, the picture, waveform, and title, we will take care of. The background, you can design any way you want. You can brand it any way you want to meet your brand. So it's fully customized. We have customers doing an amazing job. They design their own custom template. Really cool, really powerful, and really simple. Like this is actually probably one of the most exciting features if you're doing podcasting, because the amount of time it takes to open up Movie Maker or whatever software you use, editing software, taking a video, making this waveform, even if you're able to make this waveform. Actually, here, this is a custom image. This is the custom template somebody uploaded. So
that looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put the title for them, put the image, and then they design the background to make it match their brand. So it's beautiful. Like it's customizable. If you have artistic talent or you have a designer, you can really take it to the next level, like he did, like Mark did here.
Yeah, I like that, the 7-minute mentor.
Yeah, it's great. Like great tool for podcasters as well.
Yeah, this is what's really cool about this too. Like you said, since it's very, very new. I mean, who knows where it's going to be in a year? I mean, you have all these ideas right now, but along the way, there's going to become other ideas, more ideas, and just keep working at it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the beginning. That's exactly, it's just the beginning of something. And to me, I don't like calling it a software. I know it sounds weird, but because it's more than just a software that does one thing. It's like in my mind, and like I see it as a platform. Like it's the starting point. Platform where you can connect multiple things. Podcasts, Facebook Live. Who knows what's coming down in the future?
Yeah.
Connect them all and spin them off to different platforms, convert them, distribute them, transcript. I don't know. Like there's so much you can do. But once you start connecting things together, that's when the magic happens, right?
True.
It's not just hey, I'm sending emails for you, or I'm doing something. It's not doing one thing. It's a platform that lets you build your own rule sets on it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a geek that way, but I like to call it a platform, not just.
You're going to have to change your title to a platformpreneur.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Flatpreneur.
Yeah. People would be even more confused.
This is super exciting. Thank you so much. I'm glad I reached out to you and said, hey, can I bring you on? Because it's just like, just another thing that's going to help us save time, which saves us money and saves frustration. And just like I said, just another thing that's going to help us, get our business out there in different areas without having to spend the time and the aggravation, frustration, and all that. So thank you so much. Is there any parting words you want to say?
Go produce a heck of a lot more content now. You don't have to worry about distributing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Focus on your content. That's really the bottom line, really. These tools are great because they let you focus on your content.
Yeah, and that's so important because we have to focus on our content because that's what's going to get people to see what we have to offer them and then see that we're the solution that they're looking for, So thank you so much, Hani. I feel like I'm like, let's see. Oh, Tiffany says, it's all about the content now. Wow. Thanks so much for sharing about this awesome platform. Yes.
Awesome, Tiffany. Thank you for all the awesome questions.
Yeah. So thank you so much again, Hani. And thanks, Tiffany, for hanging out with us. I know Marianne was on there for a little while. And it will be in the Facebook group. And I'll also send it out to those who registered for the webinar. So thank you. Have a great day. And I will see you soon, Hani.
All right. Thanks, Linda. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.